Dear pigeon friends, welcome at Eijerkamp Greenfield Stud, our racing and breeding loft. I'm very happy to explain you our 7 points we developed through the years, because we know everything in pigeon sport depends on quality. And we have 7 criteria on which the pigeons should be good before we put them in our breeding loft. These 7 points are: number 1, very important, genetics. The second point is charisma, vitality. The third point is balance of the pigeons. The fourth point, very important, the wings. Point number 5, the muscles. Point number 6, the organs. And last but not least, point number 7, feather quality. The genetics. The first point, very important for pigeon breeding, because it all goes about data. What is in the family of the pigeon, in the bloodline? What did the parents, grandparents, great-grandparents perform? There should be winning capacity in the pigeons. For example, here we have Luka Modric, the best pigeon of the Netherlands in 2018. When you go back in his pedigree, you find over 10 generations winners. It goes back till the old Jensens my father bought in 1964 already. And these pigeons, these winning pigeons, you still find in his pedigree. And of course the other part is the famous Eijerkamp pigeons. They also perform worldwide fantastic. In 5 continents, their genes are winning all over the world. The second point, charisma, vitality. When you handle the pigeon, I like that the pigeon looks to every route, 360 degrees. Look how he looks. The vitality, charisma, I also learned this point. When you put the pigeon with the fingers on the nose, you can see he wants to go away. I learned that from Peter Weert, a legend in the worldwide pigeon sport. My father met him already in 1964 with the Jensens, and he told my father go there because they have the best pigeons in worldwide. And we had a very good connection for him over all the years, and also with his son, the world famous veterinarian, pigeon doctor Henk de Weert. Point number 3, the balance of the pigeons. The back. It must be quiet and one pencil. This is for me very important, also for our team, because we do the selection together. The back must be one balance, as you see here. It must not go from left to right, it must be straight. I always look, and in the split of a second when you handle the pigeon, you close your eyes, you can feel that already. Point number 4, the wings. Very important thing for the pigeons. They have to fly with their wings. We always look for 3 points. At first, the back wing. The back wing must be very short and thick. When I open the wing, I look for the back wing, it must be short. And I feel the thickness of the back wing. It must be also thick, not like a newspaper. I do that with my pink, and I feel if it's thick enough. What is very important, next to the back wing, you can also do that because there's a little bone attached to the body. And when I grab the pigeon in my hand, I always do the first thing I do is with my finger go to the bone. And I'm looking if I can put only one finger between this. When there's too much space, when you can put 2 or 3 fingers, this immediately means that the back wing is much too long. And a pigeon with a long back wing cannot fly good and fast. Point number 2 is the front wing. The front wing is also important. And we always look, very important for us, the last 3 feathers. They must be a little bit on the same line. They must be small And very important, I like to see a big gap in the front wing between the 6th and the 7th feather. The bigger the gap is, the more capacity the pigeon have to win first prizes. When you go in your own loft and look for good pigeons who can win in big competition, you will always see a big gap between feather number 6 and feather number 7. So it must be a nice wing, small feathers, like a swallow. This is important for you. Point number 5, the muscles of the pigeon. This is a very important point. Without good muscles, a pigeon cannot good perform. And this is also one of the most difficult points to judge. I met pigeon fencers all over the world, and I saw many pigeon fencers, and they asked me, what do you mean with good muscles? They must be soft, and there are differences. For example, the short and middle distance pigeons, they have shorter muscles. When you go to the longer distance pigeons, 500 kilometers plus, they have longer muscles. But how can you judge muscles? Maybe I can help you with this little movie. You have to concentrate a lot. And I always tell the pigeon fencers, please close your eyes. Close your eyes and take your, in my way is with my left hand, because I'm a left-handed person. Use your good hand and think if you are playing piano with your fingers. Then from your hand, your good hand, you take these 3 fingers, you put them next to this long bone, close your eyes, and then when the pigeon is relaxed, you can feel that the muscles start to tremble. You feel the vibration of the muscle. It must be quiet. You must go in yourself, and then you feel muscles of the pigeons. I know this is very hard for a lot of fencers, especially when you start with pigeon racing, but it's very nice when you have the capacity later to find good muscles. And of course, you cannot learn it in 1 year or 5 years. My father and me, together, we have over 125 years of experience with pigeons, and we handled a lot of ace pigeons. And we handled a lot of different types of pigeons. But they all have good muscles. Learn that. It's so nice when you can do that. Point number 6, the organs of the pigeons. Also very important. And this is good news for all pigeon friends. When you have a problem with number 5, finding out if a pigeon have good muscles, then we go to the twin brother, the organs. Because organs and muscles are brother and sister. The organ of a pigeon, and for that I mean the throat, is very important. You can only judge the organ good when the pigeon is quiet. You put the pigeon before judging a long time in the basket, 4 or 5 hours, take it out of the basket and keep it quiet in your hand. And then you can judge very good the throat of the pigeon. And the throat of the pigeon must be very deep and small. I never saw a pigeon with a deep and small throat which have not good muscles. So good muscles and a deep throat always works together. And this is most important for pigeons, because when you fly a little bit a longer distance, 200 kilometers plus 400, 500 kilometers, then the pigeon needs an efficient engine. You must not use too many fuel. This is what I always mean. So then you can go with the pigeon 500-600 kilometers easy. And for that you need good muscles and a good throat. The deeper the better. Especially very extreme long distance pigeons, they are hard to judge because sometimes the balance is not so good. They don't look so nice, they are very small, but they have one thing in common. Good long distance pigeons have an extreme deep throat. When you open the throat, you cannot open the mouth, then you cannot see the throat. So deep and small it is. This is also something I learned when I was 14-year-old boy from my father and from an old pigeon fencer who judged our pigeons. And this was an extreme good fencer also. He looks for two things, only the throat and the muscles. And he could pick out unbelievable national ace pigeons. Nobody can look in the head, but these are important things. Point number 7, the feathers. And what do I mean with feathers? I mean the quality of the feathers. The feathers must be greasy. It means they must be soft, oily, silky. This is very important. And there's a big difference between the several strains. For example, our old Jensen Falloon, in common, they have very silky feathers. Also our Heermans pigeons. This is very important. And some other bloodlines don't have that so much. And this is what we are looking for to make a little bit compensation with it. We prefer always pigeons with a very silky feather. And you feel that immediately when you handle the pigeon. It must be like the skin from a baby, very soft, oily, silky. And not from a man or a woman who is 85, 90 years old. That don't feel so good anymore. But this is, of course, the nature. Yes, this is the last point, number 7. I would like to thank you all for watching our video channel. I hope you learned some lessons out of it. And I can tell you, we use these points for many, many years. My father and me, we are successful in worldwide pigeon sport for over 50 years. Not only in the Netherlands, but I'm very proud, we are very proud that our pigeons, our bloodlines, perform so good worldwide at 5 continents. From Holland, from Europe, till China, till Australia, till America, and also in countries in Africa and in South America. And a big part of the success are these 7 points we were always looking for all the years. So a strong selection is what keeps our quality on a high level. Thank you very much.